Hi everybody, it's Debbie and Sammy to read you some more stories today. How are you today? Good to see you. Today we are going to have more stories about lovely stuffed animals that we love to hold and love. Sometimes we go to bed hugging them. Sometimes they're just our friends during the day, like Sammy is my friend during the day. Well, I also have some stuffed animals that I really like. This one is my dog, and I really like my dog. And this one is my bunny. And we're going to have some stories about a dog and a bunny. Here's the first one. I bet most of you know this one. This is a pretty famous one. It's about a bunny named Knuffle Bunny. Do you know this story? And Knuffle Bunny book has a jacket, another jacket. So I'm going to take off the jacket because it's hard for Debbie to read stories with a jacket. And it's going to go over here. And let's hear the story of Knuffle Bunny. There he is right there. Oh my goodness. Look at all the Knuffle Bunnies. All those Knuffle Bunnies are in the washing machine. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Knuffle Bunnies. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 Knuffle Bunnies in the washing machine. That's a lot, isn't it? But the story is only about one Knuffle Bunny. And let's see what happens. There he is with his very special person named Trixie. Trixie and her Knuffle Bunny. That's her mom and dad. Let's see what happens. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. That means she went to do something special with her daddy. There's Trixie, there's the mama, there's the daddy, and in Trixie's hand, if you look really closely, is her very special stuffed animal. The way I have a bunny, she has a bunny, and she named her bunny Knuffle Bunny. Let's see what happens. Trixie and her daddy went down the block. Trixie was holding Daddy's hand in one hand and holding her Knuffle Bunny in the other hand. They walked through the park. They saw other people walking, and Trixie was walking ahead with her Knuffle Bunny, so happy. They went past the school, still holding Knuffle Bunny, and then they went into something called a laundromat. Do you know what a laundromat is? We had another story with a laundromat. It's a place where there's washers and dryers where you clean your clothes. Some people don't have those in their houses, so they go to a special building called a laundromat with a lot of washers and dryers. I wonder if you've ever done that. Trixie helped her daddy put their dirty clothes into the machine, and then she got really silly and she put pants on her head. Is she silly? And Daddy was happy. He was smiling because he loves Trixie. She even got to put the money in the machine. In a laundromat, you need to put coins in the machine and push it in to make the machine work. At our houses, we don't have to. We just put soap in and we press the button to turn it on. But when you go to the laundromat, you get to put coins in. And Trixie got to help. That looks like fun. Then they left to go do something else while the machine did its work. But about a block down, Trixie realized something. Look at her face. Does she look happy? No, not at all. She looks very worried. I wonder why she's worried. Trixie turned to her daddy and she said, "Aggle, flaggle, glabble." Because remember, she doesn't speak words yet. She looks really worried. "That's right," her daddy replied. "We're going home." But I don't think that's what Trixie was saying to you. She looks a little upset. "Aggle, flabble, flaggle, clabble." And Daddy's puzzled. He doesn't know what she's saying. "Blaggle, blabble, wumpy floppy." And Daddy's saying, "Sure," because he doesn't know what she's saying. I think I'm guessing. Are you starting to think what's worrying her? Let's see. Now, Please don't get fussy, said her daddy. Well, she had no choice, so she had to cry, and she went, wah, 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 wah. And Daddy said, oh no. He didn't know what to do. He tried to pick her up, and she flopped down on the ground crying because she was just too upset. She did everything that she could to show on how unhappy she was. She kicked and she wiggled her arms and she cried and she cried. By the time they got home, her daddy was pretty unhappy too. It's kind of hard to hold a baby that's crying so much, isn't it? As soon as Trixie's mommy opened the door, Mommy said, "Where's Nuffle Bunny?" Ah, do you think that's why Trixie was crying? I bet it was. Where is Nuffle Bunny? Do you remember? The whole family ran down the block to look for Nuffle Bunny. And they ran through the park to look for Nuffle Bunny. And they zoomed past the school to look for Nuffle Bunny. And at last, they came to the laundromat. The laundromat, that's where Nuffle Bunny was last, right? Trixie's daddy looked for Nuffle Bunny. He looked and he looked and he looked. He couldn't find Nuffle Bunny. But Nuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. Oh no, poor Trixie. Trixie looks very, very worried. So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder. He looked in the washing machine, and guess what he found? Trixie said, "Nuffle Bunny!" She said words. She said, "Nuffle Bunny!" He found it. And those were the first words Trixie ever said. She got her Nuffle Bunny back, and Nuffle Bunny was happy, and Trixie was happy, and I bet Mama and Daddy were pretty happy too, because now Trixie was not sad anymore. She had her bunny, and everything was okay. That's a good ending to a story, isn't it? I have another story about a stuffed animal, about a dog. But in this story, instead of losing a dog, a little girl finds a dog. And that can be a problem too. So let's see what happens. This is my dog. It's soft and it's cuddly, and it's kind of good to hold on to when you're feeling worried like Trixie was. Let's see what happens with this story. It's about a little girl with the name of Jamaica, and it's called Jamaica's Find because she finds something that does not belong to her. Oh, in the inside picture, there is a picture of her face. She's got a very pretty face. There's Jamaica, Jamaica's Find. When Jamaica arrived at the park, there was nobody there. It was almost dinner time. She had a few minutes to play. She rode her bike there. Oh, she's gonna play. That looks like fun. She got on the swing and she pushed off with her toes and she began pumping. It was not so much fun because there were no other children to play with. She was a little bit lonely. She climbed off the slide. There was a red sock hat on the ladder step. Jamaica took it for a ride. She slid down the slide so fast that she fell in the sand and laid on her back. When she rolled over to get up, she saw something else in the sand. Do you see what she saw? It was a stuffed dog. There were round white spots on it and two floppy black ears. She liked that puppy the minute she saw it. Jamaica put the dog in her bicycle basket. She found it. I bet it belongs to somebody though, don't you? She took the hat into the park house and she gave it to the young man behind the counter and said, "I found this hat in the park. Somebody may be missing it." But guess what she didn't give him? She didn't give him the dog because she really wanted it. She took that home with her. The first thing her mother said when Jamaica came in the door was, "Jamaica, where did that dog come from?" "The park," she said. I found him someplace and I really like him. And I found a hat and I put that in the lost and found. Well, Jamaica, why didn't you put the dog in the lost and found? That belongs to somebody too. But I like the dog, said Jamaica. It's kind of hard, isn't it? She liked it and didn't want to give it back. Don't put that silly dog on the table, said Jamaica's brother. You don't know where it came from and it's not very clean. Not in the kitchen, Jamaica, said her mother. Jamaica took the dog to her bedroom. She could hear her mother say, it probably belongs to another girl, Jamaica, just like you, and she might be missing it. I bet someone is missing that dog. Could be a girl, could be a boy, could be anybody. After dessert, Jamaica went to her room very quietly, and she held the dog up and looked at it closely. Then she tossed it onto a chair. She was thinking maybe she shouldn't have that dog. She felt a little bad about it. Jamaica, said her mother, have you forgotten? It's your turn to dry the dishes. Do I have to, Mom? I don't feel good, said Jamaica. Jamaica heard the pots rattling. Then she heard her mother's steps. Wonder if her mother's coming to her room. Her mother came in quietly and sat down by Jamaica. She looked at the stuffed dog, which laid alone on the chair. First, she didn't say anything. Then Jamaica said, Mom, I think I want to take the dog back to the park. We'll go first thing in the morning, said her mother. Why do you think she's taking it back to the park? I think so too. She wants to make sure that somebody isn't missing it. And sad, like little Trixie was with Nuffle Bunny, that would make Jamaica feel very bad. Jamaica ran to the park house and she plopped the stuffed dog on the counter. I found this by the slide, she told the man. Oh, hi, aren't you the girl that was here yesterday that found the hat? You're finding lots of things. Yes, said Jamaica. Is that all, he said? Yes, that's all, she said. I'm sure some little child might come looking for it today. It looks like a pretty nice little dog, said the man. I think so too, said Jamaica. My pages are stuck together. Jamaica ran outside. She didn't feel like playing. There was no one else in the park but her mother, so they sat on the bench. Then Jamaica saw a girl and her mother across the street to the park. Hi, I'm Jamaica. What's your name? She said to the girl. The girl let go of her mother's hand and said, I'm Kristen. Do you want to climb and play with me on the jungle gym, Kristen? Jamaica said. She's going to make a friend. That's always fun at the park. Kristen ran toward Jamaica. Yes, but first I have to find something. What, said Jamaica. What did you lose? Edgar, dog. He's my special stuffed animal that I love and I sleep with. I lost him here yesterday. Was he kind of gray with black ears, said Jamaica. Come along with me, said Jamaica. Good thing Jamaica brought him back. I think that dog belongs to this little girl, don't you? The young man in the park house looked over at the counter at the two girls. Now what have you found? He said to Jamaica. By this time, Jamaica didn't drop anything onto the counter. Instead, she smiled her biggest smile. I found the girl who belongs to that stuffed dog, she said. And now Jamaica was happy because she was going to make that little girl happy. Jamaica was almost as happy as Kristen, who took Edgar Dog in her arms and gave him a great big welcome home hug. So this was a story about something that was lost and then it was found. And Jamaica learned that it's not really fair to have fun with something that doesn't belong to you. So she gave it back to the little girl who really loved and needed Edgar Dog, just like Trixie got her Nuffle Bunny back. So I hope the rest of your day is a happy one, and I hope you don't lose your stuffed animals, but if you do, I hope somebody is just as warm and loving and kind as Jamaica, and they give it back to you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.